Kia ora everyone, welcome to my kitchen. Today I'm making an Asian style milk bread. This is an unusual type of bread and the recipe starts by making a roux. The bread itself is very light and very fluffy and it smells absolutely divine. Just to let you know that I forgot to talk about the temperature of the oven, so this cooks at 180 degrees. Enjoy the recipe. And don't forget, if you'd like to have a look at a Thermomix or you'd like to get a Thermomix on your bench, get in touch. I'd love to hear from you. Enjoy. Okay, so let's get started. First thing I'm going to add in is 20 grams of flour. Followed by 100 grams of really cold milk. So this is now going to cook at 80 degrees for 3 minutes, and this is what's going to form our roux. Once it's cooked, it's going to sit in the bowl for about 10 to 12 minutes before we go to the next step. Here we go. Next ingredient we're going to add is 130 grams of ice cold milk. One egg yolk. 30 grams of sugar. I'm using raw sugar. A half teaspoon of salt, $10 grams of milk powder. I'm using blue top milk powder simply because I'm a full fat type of boy. $290 grams of flour, one teaspoon of dried yeast, now we're going into knead mode. This is how we make our bread dough, and it's going to run for 4 minutes. So our initial dough mode is now finished. So the next step is I'm going to add in 25 grams of softened butter. And now we're going to go back into dough mode and we're going to knead it for a further minute. So while that's happening, I'm going to get my board and my rolling pin ready. Okay, so our second knead is now finished. And the dough is looking quite soft. So what I'm going to do is just put this out into my Thermomix dough mat, and I'm just going to release the blade just to make it easier to get the dough out. So now what I'm going to do is just roll this into a ball. Now I'm just going to wrap my Thermomat around it, and I'm going to leave this to sit and rise till it's doubled in size, about 45 minutes. My dough's been resting for 45 minutes now, and it's doubled in size, so the next step we're going to do is punch it down just to deflate it. Using my spatula, I'm going to cut the dough into 3 equally sized pieces. And for each piece I'm going to roll it into a ball. Hopefully they're all the same size, we'll soon find out. I'm just going to cover these up again and let them rest for 10 minutes. My dough has now been resting for 10 minutes. So what I'm going to do now is roll out each dough ball into a long rectangle. The dough is a little bit oily, so you don't need to flour the board. So now I've got my long rectangle. What I'm going to do is just roll this into a small log, and I'm going to start at the skinny end. So that's my first one done. So here is my 3 dough balls, all rolled out into rectangles and rolled up. What I'm going to do is put them into my loaf tin. So here they are sitting in my loaf tin. I'm now going to let this rest until they almost fill the loaf tin. So probably about 40 minutes. Right, I've had a sneak peek and I think my bread is ready. So as you can see, it's risen quite a lot, and that took about 40 minutes. The next step in the recipe is to spray ice cold water over it. Unfortunately, I don't have a mechanism for doing that, so I've just got some water I've kept in the freezer. I'm just going to break the icy top and a pastry brush, and all I'm going to do is just give it the flick. The droplets are probably a bit bigger than what's expected, but that's fine. Alrighty, so I'm now going to put this in the oven for around 25 minutes or until it's golden brown.